Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whenever this video finds you, I hope you're having a rad time. I'm the Figure Dude, and on today's Action Figure Showcase, we're going to take a look at all of my Batista figures. Without further ado, let's talk about some figures. Dude. Welcome back to today's showcase. Like I said, I'm going to take a look at my Batista figures I've got today. And I have quite a few. Honestly, I thought I had more, and I might have. I feel like you know what I did? I had an Ultimate Edition I sold, and I've kind of converted Elites to Ultimate Edition. So, like, we've got a couple of those. But then I do have some that are just sitting on my work in progress shelf that I would like to make. So, I've got some coming, but I do have a few really cool ones in my collection. So, without wasting any more time, let's get to it. First up is going to be Elite 33 Batista, and we just are getting this in the Greatest Hits series, and I don't know. I honestly I don't know why we got this so soon. I feel like it's soon. This isn't all that old of a figure, and of all the Batistas we have, I would have guessed like an even earlier one would have been a little better. I think would have been a little cooler. This is Blue Tista was kind of a moment, and I don't know if it's necessarily a moment people are like clamoring for. And to get it so soon in the greatest hits line, I thought was pretty weird. But the upgrades do look fine. I like the head with the true effects. You can see this original paint scan. The head is like the paint is just very flat black, just the plain black hair, plain black beard, which I mean honestly I don't remember what the greatest hits looks like offhand, but I assume it looks significantly better. And then they've got the double jointed arm upgrade, but I think this is the fine figure. I like the formula. I like this torso choice for Batista at that time. I think the legs work well. I like that they gave him the shoes and the like calves. I think this is a great figure, and I'm surprised we got it. But I'm not going to be purchasing greatest hits. I think this is a good version of Batista. Next up is one of the early elites of Batista, and I got this off eBay. I've said before, I've said many times, I didn't collect right away when Mattel took over the license. Um, so I went back and got this Batista, and I'm pretty sure the knee pads were supposed to be the long knee pads, and I know I switched the head sculpts, so I don't even know what the original was, but this is a good representation of that like late Ruthless Aggression era Batista. He does have the ratchet joints, so the legs don't move great, but formula wise, they haven't really strayed far for Batista. I've thought his formulas always look really good. I like this head scan. I thought that this was much better, much more. I'm stumbling over. Much better, more well done. That's what I'm trying to say. I thought that this head was more well done. It like captures the fade of his hair way better than the Elite 33, which I think is interesting, but nonetheless a nice figure. One I'm glad I have. Next up is Batista from the Ruthless Aggression Wave 1, and this is a Batista I wanted for a long time. I had the Jax version of this in their Ruthless Aggression line, and I think is almost the exact same attire. This was super nostalgic. I was excited to get this. And before this, I really didn't have a lot of Batistas. I think this came out even before the Ultimate Edition, I'm pretty sure. So this was only like my second or third official Batista I had in my collection, and it was super nostalgic. Like I said, I love this figure. This is one of my favorite Ruthless Aggression figures, if not one of my favorites in my collection, just for the nostalgia I had. I really grew up with the Ruthless Aggression line, and this took me straight back to it. Next up is going to be another Ruthless Aggression Evolution era Batista, but this is a Ultimate Edition custom that I did, and this was one of the figures that I again it was kind of a nostalgic look for me, and I don't remember if I had this Batista in the Ruthless Aggression line or if it's just from the moment, but it's based off when Batista and Ric Flair won the World Tag Team titles, and it was at like Armageddon in 2002 or 2003 maybe. But they beat the Dudley Boys. They were a surprise team at the end of Tag Team Turmoil. Batista and Ric Flair came out. They won the tag belts. Randy Orton won the Intercontinental belt, and then Triple H won the World Heavyweight belt. And there's a picture of all of them at the very end of the show, like all holding up their belts. Which I didn't like Evolution, but I always thought it was cool that they all held the belts at the same time. I feel like that doesn't happen with stables that often. So I thought that was really cool, and I wanted it in Ultimate Edition form. I didn't have a lot of access to the Elite Batistas because really, like, I feel like we just didn't get a lot before Elite 33, and then like kind of when he came back for his brief run around WrestleMania 30, we got a few Batistas, but before that, it was a little harder to come by. So never really sought those out. And then when we got the Ultimate Editions, picked up a bunch of those at Target on clearance, and this was one of the first customs that I made. Next up, and you're going to see a theme. I think all these from here on out are Ultimate Editions. This one is the all white gear that he wore against Triple H in Hell in a Cell. Once he beat Triple H, I believe he beat him at WrestleMania to win the title. And then I don't remember if this was the next pay per view, if it was at Backlash, but he fought him in a Hell in a Cell match. Brutal match. He finally kind of got over the whole Triple H feud, and then he moved on. But I always think white tires are cool. He had the all white pads for elbow pads, all white knee pads, had the white on his boots, and I just always thought this was cool. So once I started doing decals, this is one of the first figures I did, I think, on the channel was this Batista, along with a couple others. But um, always thought the white was cool, and to be able to do it in Ultimate Edition was even better. Next up is a fix-up, and this was the Hall of Champions Batista we got, and this is when he did win the world title at WrestleMania against Triple H. I think that was WrestleMania 21, I believe. Yeah, pretty sure. Pretty sure it was 21. But he beat Triple H. He had this red attire. I do remember he still had not switched to like the full Walk the Line theme music. He still had just like the instrumental, which I like the real, like the Walk the Line by Saliva way more. That's kind of what I think of with this attire, but I wanted to change it. I didn't touch it for a while. I just kept it in its elite form, and then I just had an extra Batista. The more I looked at it, the more I wanted to switch it up. So ended up swapping the torsos, making it an Ultimate Edition. Don't regret that decision whatsoever. I love being able to swap around all the heads that we've gotten with that Batista, but the red attire, really cool. I think it goes well on my shelf. Next up is an Ultimate Edition, and this was a basic we got. Uh, I think it was SummerSlam in the SummerSlam Basic Series. I think at this one, I don't remember if it was like 2005, but I'm pretty sure he fought the Great Khali, which I don't think anyone is uh, excited about that. But the attire nonetheless looks really cool. I really like the silver. Again, just I looked for cool attires that were different. We've got the red, we've got white. I had a blue. That was the one that I sold. The silver was just something different for Batista, and a custom that I had fun making. Last but not least is the actual Ultimate Edition that we got. And obviously, if you have this one, you'll recognize that the boots are swapped out. We did get black and red boots, and that wasn't even accurate to the event. I'm pretty sure we just got plain black boots, which I'm glad they didn't go with that. But at the same time, I think the white looks much better. I think this isn't even entirely accurate. He wore something close to this at the Great American Bash when he fought Mr. Kennedy, but even then, the logo on the back of his trunks was a little bit different. But I'm okay with this. I like this look much better. These are just some boots that I painted up myself. They aren't the Ultimate Edition boots, but the Ultimate Edition boots that they did give us don't even have the strap on the foot. It's just painted on. So I didn't care about the toe articulation, just decided to use some normal elite boots that had all the straps on them, painted up white and red, and then I swapped those onto this Batista as soon as I got it. But that is going to be all I have for this episode. I know we'll have another Batista showcase in the future because I've got, like I said, I've got a bunch on my work in progress shelf already that I just haven't gotten to. So, going to get them all on screen, take one peek, then we'll be out of here. There you have it. There are all of my Batistas, mostly Ultimate Editions besides that Ruthless Aggression one. I do have a bunch of Elite fodder of Batista since I did do all these torso swaps, and most of my customs coming up are going to just be Elite Batistas, but nothing wrong with that. I still do love the Elite line, but that's going to wrap up today's showcase. Remember, I do have my giveaway going, so if you are not entered yet, you have to go find the 500 subscriber giveaway video that I have uploaded last week, and you need to comment your favorite Randy Orton moment, and you need to be subscribed, and then you just send me screenshots of both of those so I know that you're not lying and I don't forget you. Send both of those to me on Instagram, and I will put your name down for the drawing, and I plan to do that in so not this Friday, but the following Friday. So I'll give you about 2 weeks to get your name in there. If you wanted to enter the giveaway, all the details about the Orton figure I'm giving away are in the video. So if you have questions, go back and check it out. If you like today's showcase, go check out the rest of the playlist. I've got plenty on the channel. Please like, share, subscribe, and remember, you can't buy happiness, but you can buy more action figures. Figure Dude out.